special teams coach. Talk about the significant improvement here.
Well, we talked about even last week the significance of the kicking game. We had 2 returns for touchdowns last week. We talked about where the field goals are being made. Matter of fact, this Throwback Sunday, right?
Yep.
In 1975, there were 9 field goals that were made of 50 yards or more.
9.
Through 2 weeks of 2025, there were 31.
31.
And then today, they were made field goals. And then today, in the last 2 minutes, we had the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles talking about that in situations where the game is on the line. Right here, a chance right now to take the lead. It is blocked. And you're going to see right now, blocking.
Big boy.
The big boy is putting it up, laying it down. And you can see right there, that was a game walk-off block field goal. And then the Jets, right here, trying right there. They're going to go ahead. The Tampa Bay's going to go ahead for it by 9 points, seal the game. But no, Will McDonald's going to block it, pick it up, and score. And now the Jets have a lead, again, with less than 2 minutes to play in the game. The kicking game is back, significantly back, and it's a big factor these past 2 weeks.
You know what I love about this? You know, when offenses are going out there for a field goal, especially the ones that are further back, there's a different trajectory that these kickers have to kick the ball in, right? So if you're a defensive special teams coach and you're saying, all right, these kickers are kicking at longer distances, which means it's going to be a little bit lower, we are going to have a chance of what?
Blocking
them. And all of a sudden, we're seeing more blocks than we've seen in a long time. It's all about the adjustments in real time. So you have one thing that shows up from week to week, and all these defensive special teams coaches making the adjustment.
And there are 2 different ways. We saw the Eagles, the push, Jordan Davis, just collapsing that right side of it. Will McDonald on the other side goes over the top, which is not easy to do given the current rules. No touching, goes over the top. Hell of a play.
And Denver Broncos last week, they tried to block it. Guess what?
Penalty.
Leverage call.
Yep.
And they lost the game.
Yeah, and they lost the game.
You've got glee all over yourself because you recognize the importance of special teams, right? All right, folks, we're getting set to continue here with the State Farm postgame show, and we're going to do that with Cincinnati, Minnesota, Nate.
That's right. We have Cincinnati and Minnesota. Listen, big win by the Vikings. Showed up big in this one, and defensively, oh, they were incredible. Specifically, one guy. We'll get to the highlights.
Yeah, the highlights will start right here. How about with the New England Patriots going against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Aaron Rodgers going to throw it right there. He's going to find Calvin Austin right there, or DK Metcalf in the right corner. A couple of throws really good today by Aaron Rodgers. And then right here, down the middle of the field, Drake May finds Hunter Henry from 16 yards out to tie the ball game up. But then Drake May fumble, Aaron Rodgers left side, Calvin Austin 17 yards. The Pittsburgh defense today, 5 sacks, 5 takeaways. Aaron Rodgers 2 touchdowns on a day. Pittsburgh gets a much-needed 21-14 win over the New England Patriots. Jalen Warren some big runs late in that game right there. But again, big win for Pittsburgh going up to New England.
So the defense stepped up to the task today for Pittsburgh to get it done. After the game, it was our Evan Washburn talking with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, Aaron, I'm here with the quarterback, but we got to start with the play of the defense in this game. What struck you with their performance?
Well, I mean, they've been taking on the chin a little bit, I think, the last couple of weeks and didn't really appreciate it. So they came out and played incredible. We were terrible on offense after the first 2 drives. I didn't have a good game, but the defense every time kept us in. I mean, into the first half, deflection, interception, going in for a touchdown, fumble, touchback. I mean, the defense won the game. This was a classic Blitzburg performance. Hats off to those guys. Offense, we got to get in the film room and get better because we can't have our defense save it for us like that every week.
Understandable, but you make the plays in that one drive to get the points necessary. What can you take from that?
Well, we can take a lot from the first 2 drives. So we came out, played well. We got into rhythm. We were no huddle. Moved down the field, got a couple touchdowns, and we sat on the bench for like 30 minutes. There was a long lull there, and then we stop them. Then we come out, I throw a terrible ball, then we're back in it, then they stop them again. So our defense played incredible. What we can take from it is we had to have some plays, and guys made some plays. That's about it. But we got to get better on offense. I got to play better.
Lastly, you moved to 4th. You passed Brett Favre. I know it's about the team in the moment right now, but what does that mean to you?
It means I'm old. I've been playing a long time.
Enjoy Ireland.
I will. Thank you.
All right, now to more highlights. We have Aaron Rodgers' old squad, the Packers, up against the Browns, one of the best offenses versus one of the best defenses. We have Quinshon Judkins. He gets in, 1-yard touchdown. And then the Packers having a chance to take the lead. It is blocked. A lot of blocks today. So that was with 2 seconds left. And then we have Andre Smith, 55 yards for the game-winning field goal. And it is the Browns that upset the Green Bay Packers in this one. Shout out to the Browns defense. Yes. They held strong all game long and then gave their offense an opportunity to win the game late in this one. And it's the Browns with a victory over the Packers. All right, let's keep these highlights going. We have the Bengals and the Vikings, battle of the backup quarterbacks. Jake Browning, Carson Wentz. All right, it's all about who will make plays and who will make mistakes. There's a mistake by Jake Browning. We have an intercepted ball by Isaiah Rodgers. You're going to hear his name over and over and over again. He had himself a day. This right here is 87 yards to the house, a pick six. But my man was not done. Second quarter, less than 2 minutes to go. It is peanut punched out by who? Isaiah Rodgers. He picks it up, scoop and score to the crib by himself. He is the first player in Vikings history with 2 defensive TDs. He had 2 defensive TDs and 2 punch-outs in this game. The Vikings all over the Bengals in this one, 48-10.
Matt Ryan's kids are asking now, can they execute the punch-out in their play?
I don't know if they can do that.
Bill Cowher, I don't know. Hey, but after the game, it was Tracy Wolfson with Isaiah Rodgers.
Welcome to Minnesota, Isaiah. You surely made your welcome known. I mean, 2 defensive touchdowns, 2 forced fumbles. Did you know that you were the first in the NFL to ever do that?
Yeah, I just found out when they put it on the Jumbotron, but I think the only thing that matters is just got to keep going and keep stacking the days.
That's true, but when you're in a zone like that, describe it for us.
Just living in the moment. Like, these are the type of moments you dream of, and you know, I'm just happy to put on for my city and put on for the little guys like me out there who never thought they could make it this far in life, and just keep going.
Which football do you keep out of all those 4?
I kept the first one. I gave the second one to my defensive back coach DJ, so I told him I was going to bring him the ball back.
Well, a huge win, obviously necessary after the loss. And just a comment on Carson, because we know it was emotional for him playing for his hometown team. Just describe that, what you think that means for him.
It means a lot. I talked to him all week, and you know, we played together in Indy, and these are the type of moments he built for. So just see him come out here and have fun and join a team like Minnesota Vikings, and it's all fun and games right now. We just enjoying it.
Appreciate it. Enjoy this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, I think you said in the pregame, Matt, that in this game right here with Cincinnati and Minnesota's, who can run the football? Right? And Jordan Mason came out today in Minnesota and 16 carries for 120-some yards. So I think Minnesota's ability to run the football takes some of that pressure off Carson Wentz, and he did what he had to do. Yep. And certainly, again, I go back to give enough credit to Brian Flores and that defense. Obviously, Isaiah Rodgers has this historic day. So it was a huge, huge win for Minnesota, and they need it. And I think, you know, we're talking about a team that was 1-1, a tough loss that came off to Atlanta on a very short week. It was a big win for Kevin O'Connell.
You know, and Coach, you've talked about this quite a bit as a defensive-minded head coach. You have a backup quarterback coming into the game. You're going to talk to every single part of your team. Special teams, here's what I need from you. Right. Offense, running back, step up. Receivers, make yourself available. Tight ends, running backs. When you're out in the field, you need your quarterback to give you that dump off, be there for him. Yeah. Then on the defense side of the ball, I've been in those meetings where the defensive coach would come in to the team meeting and specifically talk to our defense and say, listen, we got a backup quarterback in. I'm going to need you guys to make plays. And that's exactly what this Vikings defense did all game long.
Yeah, and you talk about posturing in the NFC North. The Packers go down in a tough loss. We all thought the Packers were the best team in football. They had looked that way the first couple of weeks. They went against a really good Cleveland defense, fell a little bit short there at the end of the game. But for Minnesota, you're back in it. Yeah. Right? And I know it's early, but you got to stay on pace with the Detroit Lions, with the Green Bay Packers, and they did that today. I thought Isaiah Rodgers was fantastic, Nate. You looked at it. Former teammate of mine in Indianapolis. I mean, this is, you know, tips and overthrows. We say that all the time. You got to get those on the defensive side of the ball. But what do you do when the ball's in your hand? And he shows elite speed going down the sideline right here. And, Coach, you talked about it last week, the peanut punch. My kids are all over the peanut punch. This is textbook right here. Targets it. And again, what do you do when the ball's in your hand? Taking it back. And then for a third time, let's punch it out one more time. Let somebody else recover it one more time. Unbelievable performance from the defense. But this is what you need. This is what you need throughout the season. You need different phases to step up at different times. Credit to Minnesota. They did an excellent job with that today.
And what kind of pressure when you have a big game on Monday night? You got the Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. So you know this whole NFC North, AFC North.
Yes.
I mean, take them both of them right now. You know, you're sitting there looking at the Cleveland Browns, and listen, I know they're 1-2, but they have played I would say they played 3 games. They played 1 bad half against Baltimore the second half of that game. They got away from them. But that week 1 and week 3, the performance by their defense, now they got to get more from their offense.
They got to get more from the offense. But it might be the best defense in the league.
No question.
You can argue that. I want to stay in that AFC North and talk about Aaron Rodgers there and his comments at the end of the game. I love seeing that from him, a veteran guy taking ownership of the offense and saying, listen, that was not good enough from us today. And we'll take a look at some of what he did. But right here, this is vintage Aaron Rodgers. Down the middle of the field, he's going to find Jonnu Smith. I mean, looking out to his right, going over the top of the DK Metcalf touchdown. I think that connection, those two finding a rhythm, finding each other, and then this at the game winner at the end of the game. The reason he was brought to Pittsburgh is for that throw at the end of the game, that drive at the end of the game. You see his passing yards, 63,000 passing yards, 538 yards, incredibly impressive. He goes to 4th on the all-time touchdown list. But the reason he's there is because that team is good enough on the defensive side of the ball. They can be good enough running the football. What they have lacked the past couple of years is finding a way to score at the end of games. He brings that. The defense turned it up, though. They turned it up today. And we had not seen the kind of performance that we expect from them in the first couple of weeks. They were getting after it. I thought the Patriots played a pretty good football game outside of taking care of the football. But it's the pass rush, it's the front 7 that we wanted to see come to fruition, and I thought they played really well on the defensive side of the ball today.
Yeah, and you bring up a valid point. That's the reason why he's there.
Yes.
He's there to help this team win, get over the hump, not just be, 8-9 or a 9-8 team, but really make an impact within this division in their conference. And there's another reason why some of these quarterbacks are in the locations they are. Marcus Mariota, Daniel Jones. Who else do we have? Carson Wentz. These guys are brought there to be backups. And usually it's a security blanket for the starter that you already have on the roster. But what we see in these individuals, preparation, meeting opportunity. And I just love seeing, as much as we praise starters in this league, you were one in this league.
Yes.
Every week you go into a game with that pressure. These guys, though, it's a little bit different.
Yes, but those have been guys who have been starters for long periods of time.
That's it.
I had a backup quarterback in Matt Schaub in Atlanta for 5 years towards the end of my career. And the understanding of the value of him to the organization, that if something is to happen and they can come in and execute the way that you need them to. The other thing I'll note is all of those backups are similar style to the starters. Marcus Mariota comes in for the Commanders and plays a similar style game to Jayden Daniels. Therefore, you don't have to throw out the game plans that you have week to week, and everybody can go out there and execute the same way that they do every week.
And I think Kevin O'Connell has been proven to be a master of taking game plans based on the quarterback he has. And Joshua Dobbs comes in here last year, and in 6 days goes and wins like two straight football games on the road. So, I mean, I think the systems that you now have 3 games. There's a body of work that you have to work with. It shows your ability to adapt and adjust to losing players, to adapt, to adjust, to find out what your strengths may be. I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have to find a way to be able to run the ball more consistently, maybe be more committed to the run, to be able to take some of that pressure off of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers made some great throws. I love his leadership in saying that I have to play better. And I think that is what's been missing a long time on that football team. So I think there's a great complement of things that are going on. These are times of games you're going to win. The naysayers will be out there saying, listen, if the Patriots don't fumble the ball twice going into the end zone, they would never have won that game. Yes, but they sit here 2-1 in the division right now, and they're in second place.
Bill talked about a complement. Each of those backup quarterbacks got a good, strong ground game to help them as well.
Oh, my gosh, it's the best thing. I mean, I said it at halftime of the Minnesota game. It was a dream start for Carson Wentz and that team. The defense turned it over, you're running the football. That's a huge compliment to a backup quarterback.
No question about that. All right, folks, we'll be right back after this report. Oh, and back to the highlights we take.
All right, let's get back to him. JB, Rams taking on the Eagles. Matthew Stafford right here is going to find Kyren Williams slipping out of the backfield to the right-hand side for the 10-yard touchdown. That puts the Rams on top, 26-7. But Jalen Hurts is going to fight back and find A.J. Brown on the back shoulder fade. Beautiful touchdown pass right there. 4th and goal. The Eagles going for it. Jalen Hurts finds Devontae Smith. Another beautiful throw right there. 2-point conversion was no good. Then there at the end, Joshua McCarty coming on for the game-winning kick. Blocked by Jordan Davis, who takes it back to the house. Big boy. Go from up 1, but end up winning by 7 for all those keeping a close eye on the score. That was a Bad beat. Bad beat right there.
Oh, man. All right, let's keep the highlights rolling. We have the Raiders at the Commanders. Second quarter. Watch this run right here by Jeremy McNichols. He breaks a few tackles, keeps his feet, and then once he hits this sideline, he is gone. All the way to the crib, 60-yard run. They were up 17-10 at that point. This is in the third quarter, though. Jalen Lane finds a lane, and my man is gone. How about that? A big-time play. A lot of special teams this weekend. It was a big win for Washington, who had control of this game pretty much from the jump. They win this one 41-24. And Marcus Mariota showed up big in this one with 2 total TDs in the victory.
Yeah, well, listen, let's talk about the Eagles and this win. I mean, this was an excellent ball game coming down to the wire. The Rams, give them credit. They're a physical team.
Yep.
Their defense came and played, and they played hard. But for Jalen Hurts, had only had 1 comeback in his career when trailing by 10 points. And he came back and made plays in that game. At one point, they're down 26-7, and the passing game opened up, right? We talked about it off air. We're watching this game and saying, listen, they come in and by design, they're going to run the football, play conservative, try and beat you that way. But the game changed and they were behind. Jalen Hurts stepped up. The wide receiving core stepped up. Jaylen Brown made some plays, right?
Yeah.
And Devontae Smith, the same thing. Credit to the Eagles, man. They're tough. They fought hard and then came up and made a play on special teams like we've been talking about all afternoon to seal the ball game at the end.
I had a friend of mine ask me about the Eagles offense, and he's a big Eagles fan. He's like, Nate, well, this offense is not that impressive. And there's times where I want them to light up the scoreboard. You know, and that kind of irks me a little bit. And I was like, but they're winning, though. He's like, yeah, but still. I see these other offenses, they're scoring points on points on points. I said, yeah, but they're winning, though. And the reason that I kept saying that is because you might complain about the style of winning, but never complain about getting a dub. The one thing I can appreciate about Jalen Hurts is he's gonna beat you in the way that he needs to. If they need to control the clock by controlling the ground, run the ball to open up the pass, they'll do that. But to your point, Matt, in this game, they needed to push the ball downfield. And what did they do? They did just that, looking for his superstar wide receiver, A.J. Brown. And then once you do that, it gives you the flexibility to call whatever you want in the playbook. So I can appreciate that we're seeing these layers of this offense from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, it's almost as if they do what they have to do to win the game.
Right.
And if they get forced to all of a sudden take away the rush, which they've done right now, pretty much a lot of people have, saying, you're not going to beat us with Saquon Barkley because we don't believe in your passing game. Yeah. And A.J. Brown came out there today and took a couple catches and made some people miss. He brought a physicality to the run after catch that I'd not seen before. And that just spurs on that defense. And Jordan Davis, I'll say this, his first couple years, I think that guy looked like he was getting tired running on and off the field. Yeah. I mean, I think he looks like he looks in much better shape.
He trimmed up a little bit.
Oh, he took that ball and ran that thing in.
He looked good running down the field.
I said, man, is that Jordan Davis? You sure that's Jordan Davis? Yeah. That big boy looks like he can still move. So they're doing what they have to do when they have to do it, which is a sign of a championship team. There's a pedigree that exists there. They don't panic. They understand what they need to do. Do they run it? Maybe they play close to the edge and they maybe are like, does it get too close at times and do they get too comfortable at times? I don't know if that's the case. That's just who they are. Yeah. And they're going to get everyone's litmus test all the time. The Rams are a good football team.
Absolutely.
I mean, Puka Nacua and Matthew Stafford, two of the best, toughest guys in the league.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I mean, the Rams, they went on the road. This is a tough road trip. Come on. Yeah. Playing in Philly in general is tough. Yeah.
Yes.
We know what type of city that is, how tough they are, and their team and fans, they mimic both. But when it comes to traveling from the West Coast all the way to Philly, playing against, yeah, no doubt about it. That connection between Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua is something special. Yeah. Devontae is really a compliment to what is already a dynamic duo. And you hate to say, where's the silver lining? We took an L and we're headed back home. You still are a really good team.
No question.
They're still at the top of the list of teams I do not want to play. With Matt Stafford as your QB, Sean McVay as your coach, and a bunch of young talent surrounding those two, they're as dangerous as anybody.
I think we've all been in locker rooms after games where we've had these conversations after a loss, like the one they had today. Really difficult loss, really well-played game, hard fought on both sides.
With a chance to win at the end.
With a chance to win at the end. And you're saying, we're going to see him again. we're going to see them again. We're going to see them at some point down the road, and hopefully it's at home, but maybe we're coming back here. We know that we can go here and we can get the job done. We got to tighten a few things up, but we're every bit as good, if not better, than the Philadelphia Eagles.
You know, whenever I think about the Rams, I think about they've got an excellent coach. Number two, to Nate's point, even though his friend might have been complaining about how they went, who cares about the style points? And what did you tell me? Never make an apology for
winning.
All right, your point, and then you'll segue.
Well, I'm going to segue to the Caleb Williams. Got us an instant update right here.
Really?
Yes.
Why you sound so surprised?
I know. I'm right there.
Are the Bears going to beat the Cowboys?
It's early. It's early. We got a long way to go. I will say this, though. I was on NFL Today Plus earlier and just had a brief segment. Nate, you and I were on there playing beer pong.
Yep.
And
You guys
throwing.
are
Correct, Coach. It was only water in there. Don't worry.
No wonder you guys
were ready to.
Well, there was water in yours.
My bad. But anyhow, we had a chance to talk about the Bears, and I thought Caleb Williams played better in week 2 than he did in week 1. And I know the result was a blowout, but there were signs of some improvement. I think they've got to clean things up from their wide receiver group. They've got to be more on the same page. That's a good sign early on for Bears fans right there.
And what else did we talk about in that same segment? They got punched in the mouth by the Detroit Lions. All right, so after you taste a little blood in your mouth, how are you going to respond? This is a big step for them after getting embarrassed on the national stage by a division foe. Let's see what happens. I actually think starting off a game like this, punching the Cowboys first, the Bears might walk away with a victory.
JB,
you get excited about being punched in the mouth?
I wanted to get that in there pretty quickly because I feel good for Caleb Williams.
Gotcha.
I hear you on that.
So in Roman
one other quarterback that was in that class that wasn't playing today, the Commanders. We had the highlight earlier. That's a good win for the Washington Commanders.
Yes, it was.
Marcus Mariota came in there, played very well. Special teams, they ran the football, played good special teams. Defense played solid. That's the kind of win you need when your star quarterback is out.
Who says the ground game is not important? I mean, whoever. And welcome back to the State Farm Post Game Show, and back to the highlights we take you.
All right, let's go, JB. Texans taking on the Jaguars, and right here, it's going to be C.J. Stroud finding a wide open Nico Collins. Must have been a bust in coverage right there for the 50-yard touchdown to tie the ball game at 10. Jacksonville going to respond, though. Travis Etienne Jr. takes it right up the middle. Going to wiggle his way to the back for the 10-yard touchdown. Puts the Jags on top 17-10. Driving to try and tie this ball game up. C.J. Stroud, that ball is going to be tipped, intercepted, and picked off by Antonio Johnson. Jaguars win 17-10 in a hard-fought AFC South battle.
Up next.
And here we go. We got Nashville. It's going to be Indianapolis Colts, and right here, Cam Ward, young rookie mistake, third in the flat. Kenny Moore just waiting on that thing for 32-yard interception return. And then Jonathan Taylor complementing this offense with Daniel Jones. He's going to take it up the middle, jump cut right there, taking some tackles, 46 yards. And there's Colts winning this game very easily, 41-20. The defense, 1 takeaway and 4 sacks. It was the New York Jets.
And you know what, Coach? I know one of the things you like about Coach Steichen there, a coach emphasizing discipline. They have been displaying that. After the game, it was Coach Steichen addressing this team.
Love the process. Love the process. Love the grind. Play together. That's what it comes down to, man. Everyone doing their job at a high level. It's a commitment to excellence, right? We don't let anything slide. It's one day at a time, man. It's one day at a time. Hell of a team,
Yeah, Shane Steichen, he's got those guys playing really well. Right here, you're going to see it's going to be Tyrod Taylor. It's going to be throwing the ball. Jamal Dean's going to take it back to the house for 55 yards and a touchdown. And then the Jets, at the end of the game, Will McDonald, the jump, block, pick up and return from 50 yards is going to give the New York Jets the lead in the fourth quarter. This makes my man Aaron Glenn a very, very happy young coach. Yes, Aaron. He is. He's going to run down there and he's going to run back. But it gets all of a sudden the highs and then the lows. Chase McLaughlin, 36 yards for the game-winning field goal, and it's going to be the Tampa Bay 29 and the Jets 27.
That's a resilient Bucs group right there, finding a way to get the job done at the end of it. But let's stay in the NFC South.
What happened?
Okay.
I don't really want to show this one, fellas. I don't want to show this one. All right, we got the Falcons taking on the Panthers. This is Bryce Young. He's going to be looking to his right. Nope, nothing there. Going to wiggle to his left, find his way out there, 4-yard touchdown. Puts the Panthers on top early, 7-0. but it was the Panthers all day.
Really?
Falcons offense struggled. Right here, Michael Penix, again, looking to the outside. How many times do we see this today? Looking outside,
and blindly throw that flat,
pick
right?
6, going back the other way. Carolina gets it done at home.
Who would have saw this coming?
No one. 30-0. Disappointing effort from the Falcons. Congratulations to the Carolina Panthers. How about we talk about Daniel Jones, though?
Yes.
Okay? What he's done in Indianapolis in the first 3 weeks, it's been special.
Yeah.
It really has. And I think there's a separating that's going on. We watched all of the AFC South today play, right? His play right now is the best in that division right there. But he's throwing the football down the field.
Yeah.
With accuracy down the field. These clips were showing patience in the pocket. He's always had this ability to run the football, use his athleticism, get down and protect the ball. He's been very, very good. And then again, driving the football over the middle of the field. He's got some big targets. Michael Pittman Jr. right there. Yeah. Big physical target that he can use over the middle of the field. His numbers, again, excellent, efficient, 18 for 25, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That 27 yards rushing, really, really solid stuff from him. I think the Indianapolis Colts have looked excellent. Another good performance for them today.
You know, you mentioned him throwing the ball down the field. We know that Daniel Jones is athletic. When he leaves the pocket, he's as good with the ball in his hands as any of our athletic quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, I just want to ask a question. I am not trying to air out any coaches that he played for, but when he played in New York, schematically, do you think that they had an offense that gave him the best chance to be successful in the passing game?
Well, I don't want to undermine what Indy's doing on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because you have to have time to be able to throw that football
but
down
also
the field.
schematically,
Yeah, schematically, yes.
They're drawing up some really good shots for him.
They're getting guys
He's
open.
stepping right into that role. They're getting guys open, but he's also making some great throws. The point I'm trying to make is sometimes all you need is not just a quarterback coach or a coach that believes in you, but also an offensive game plan that is unique to your skill set.
Yes, and time.
In time, that's true.
I think sometimes it does take, you know, the game slows down. You talk about every year that you do it. And if you get, the game can slow down in a system that you're comfortable with, you know, all of a sudden those two things can marry itself together.
It's true.
And you have a guy that's getting more and more confident.
I think having the appropriate level of, and how do I say this correctly?
I hear what you mean.
Not caring.
Yeah.
Not caring about what people are saying. That comes with experience. That comes with weathering storms.
Yeah.
I think Daniel's in a different place in Indianapolis.
I didn't know Matt could dress up quite as nicely as he did in terms of
I know,
the old school.
but Nate's got some unbelievable plays for
Oh, really?
him.
Oh, is that what we're going to do, Nate?
Yeah. I got some good plays.
Sorry to step on your plays, but
I got Nate's not so normal plays.
They're not.
Now check it out. Cam Ward intercepted by Kenny Moore. He gets into the end zone for a pick 6. We had pick 6s all over the place. And then it's Shaw Smith-Wade pick 6 to the crib, intercepting Michael Penix. A little celebration there. And then Tyrod Taylor throws the interception. Jamel Dean, and then they do a little Aura Farman celebration right there. And then Isaiah Rodgers, really the player of the day. A pick 6. That one right there, 87 yards to the crib. Justin Jefferson loving it. And then he does a peanut punch, scoops and scores the fumble that he created. That's another touchdown. This is all in the first half.
Oh, get one
and then
more.
he punches the ball out again. Vikings hop on it. Isaiah Rodgers, he had himself a day. All right, check out this, though. Jordan Davis blocks the last-second field goal and then goes 61 yards for a touchdown. Big fella doing his thing. And then the Jets, Will McDonald blocks it and then goes 50 yards for the TD. Aaron Glenn, do your dance. Tom Bowles. He wasn't loving it, but he would get the last slap, though.
He got it done. They got the job done.
What a day.
I just want to hear what Marshall and Johnny are
We
going to
got
say.
some more. We got some more teach tape for the peanut punch. We'll
didn't know
be
that,
checking
but-
that out.
Hey, but this was a fun day in terms of us to throw.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, my grandkids say, look here, is that
You look
Samuel
good,
L.
man.
Jackson? Now, Pop,
right
you
there.
didn't curse, did you? I said, no. No profanity. Yep, go ahead. Nate, narrate.
Oh, yeah, and we got Coach. How would you describe that look?
That's the 70s.
Yeah, you know, I got the butt
Hey,
fly
describe
down.
yours, Nate.
Yeah, poach out sideburn. And then,
Hey, I think that's it. I think that's it. And
America has spoken. Who looked the best?
Coach Cowher.
Look great.
Then Matty Ice.
Wait
a minute. Nate's fans must not have been watching the show.
Oh, it's all right. I love their look. Coach looked amazing. Listen, we got Coach looking good, and Matt looked like Shaggy. Zoinks.
Shaggy?
Yeah.
Shaggy?
Zoinks.
Back with more
from
after
Kansas City.
this.